You know what they say about long arms?
You take better selfies.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
I think that's how that works.
Yeah.
Also, give better hugs
They can give multiple people hugs. That's what's
true.
the good thing about.
or bigger people.
That too. All
You
encompassing.
can always hug bigger people. It just
Yeah.
how well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, the quality curve is
the
different.
efficacy of the hug.
oh man.
Totally enfold those thin people.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's okay. Nothing's going. No chaos is going on behind the scenes.
Cats always like to pop in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No cat attack this week.
They always
Okay.
seem to pop in at the 1 month mark.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's just that time of the month, I
Yeah.
guess. For
Yeah.
cats.
Cat time.
Just having that time
When do
of-
they pee?
When do they have that time of the month?
Yeah,
Oh man, they put me in the captain's chair this time, and
That's the captain's chair?
He put
the head of the
himself
ship.
there.
I put.
Oh.
You guys have another chance. It's my first time.
Can I be the quartermaster?
The quartermaster, you can be the mast.
Who's going to climb me to be the scout?
No, anybody you want, you know. You pick that one. I'll give you
We
free
only got
reign.
one crew member left, so
No. She's the rudder.
Rudder? No.
You get us where we need to go.
I'm the best navigator here.
Okay, so you're the helm. You're the little wheel.
Answer that question for me.
It's the helm, right? The wheels are
I
called
think
the helm.
I'd be up
Yeah.
there, up in the crow's nest.
I think that we're really over personifying this whole thing.
We're a crew of 3, guys.
Yeah, you're
As long
part
as
of the
we're-
boat. No, you're not even the crew.
How's this?
Whatever.
I'm the guitar player in the 3-piece. Yeah, and the
Okay.
singer,
She's
bass
the
player.
bard.
drummer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm always the bass player.
Yep.
Yeah, and the singer. Because you're the karaoke man.
Honestly.
Why?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, we all sing.
Yeah.
That's a good 3-piece right there.
Yes, we
Mhm.
could. We can be an a cappella group called BNB.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we're actually Blades and Bayonets. We always get to the point.
Boys too. And,
I'm going to have one of these like every week. So just get ready for you. So,
Gosh, dang it.
yeah, wrote it down. We are Bards and Balladeers, and welcome back for another rousing episode of
indeed. Sorry, you said rousing.
Rousing?
You know.
Huzzah! 20 pounds for the king.
Yeah, you know this is probably coming out around the time the Renaissance Festival starts or
it
something.
might-
Oh,
it
yeah.
might.
Who knows?
Who knows if we're good, if we're still around. If I get
We'll still be
editing,
around.
yeah.
You don't have to watch for us to stay around.
Yeah, but we'll stick around
That's
longer
true.
the longer you guys help us
Stick
out with this.
around. Yeah. Mhm.
Turn around, round. So this week's things that we're talking about are happy accents, beautiful mistakes.
Mhm.
And I guess introductions first. We'll kind of go around.
I'm Kate.
Kate, I'm Rio.
I'm Usger for those who forgot.
Yes. Hey, we're getting new people all the time.
All the
You
time.
got to do this.
No,
Gotta
I
let
mean,
'em
I
know.
just should be world famous by now. So if you forgot, I'm Usger.
There are people who are just getting the internet. So
that's
they,
true.
Yeah.
Like on Mars?
in the Congo,
in the Congo.
like on Mars. Everyone
They
on
already
Earth
had
has it.
that. They had the whole trip there, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so happy accents, beautiful mistakes is this wonderful idea of like in movies, in writing, in anything, there are times where we are just doing something and the simplest mistype or just accents in movies or things that happen are impromptu that just become the best thing about any of the things that we do. And so we'll get into that more, and that's going to be a fun little topic because I know we have a lot of examples of that. So
I have nothing to say on this because I don't make mistakes.
never. Everything I do, you don't even like edit. You just as soon as you're done, it's just everything is out there.
It's done. You know?
Yeah.
This would come out a lot earlier if that were the case.
Yeah. Right. This is illegible. But one of the things that I found fascinating just recently is I'm an avid avian fan.
Say that 5 times fast.
Avid avian fan. No, I'm not going to.
Okay.
I will eventually slur that. So, or say a slur, one of the two. And so when I was just traveling the other day, it was a fairly windy day here in Minnesota. I don't know if you remember the day. It was just really blistery before. I think we had some rainstorms. And there was this wonderfully magical moment when I was just driving. And when the wind is like powerful enough to keep a bird in the air where it's just like sitting there just perfectly still, like
gliding.
It's like it's broken. The matrix is broken and the bird is just stuck in the air or whatever.
Which it's doing that deliberately. But
which is maybe there is some kind of like biological reason why he's just kind of testing his metal, testing his wings,
hanging out, chilling.
What a beautiful mistake.
Yeah, but what a beautiful mistake.
Yeah.
But no, I've always been fascinated by flight, by the idea of like there is this realm that specifically us humans are not really allowed to be in or to exist in and everything. But we broke through that, And I mean, even back in the day, Da Vinci was thinking about things, how to soar and to fly and all these machines that he was coming up with. And
our original helicopter design, as far as I'm aware.
That weird like cylindrical or like that spiral thing.
The ornithopter or whatever.
But it's one of those things where it's the human endeavor is such a magnificent thing. And I love the idea of how people are capable of so much, like with the pioneering spirit, the idea to always push forward and everything. And I don't want to put us on too high of a pedestal, but we're kind of the same idea, because as we push ourselves through ideas and stories and everything, we are trying to always push that envelope, or at least express something through some kind of mean. And but flight, I've always had, I've been a plane nut for a long time, I did impress you a few times with like, oh yeah, that's an F-15. Oh yeah, that's F-22.
Like you nerd.
Yeah.
He also impressed my parents too. So it was
your
like
dad yeah. It's like, did you see the C-31? Yeah, when we came landing, and it's like it's fun.
He's like Googling what's going on today at the airfield. He's doing the Google identify thing.
Yeah, right. No, I don't know where it came from. Well, no, my dad did work in for Northwest.
Okay.
So we took a lot of flights, because flights were cheap back then.
These days they're Delta.
Yes, they are. They bottom out, those jerks. Just kidding. We love Delta. Your dad works for Delta.
Yeah. I was like, it is a big controversial thing, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
They love to fly, and it shows.
TM.
Yeah.
Or R. I don't remember what. But
rated TM.
Yeah, right. But I also find that also, depending on how you look at birds and the idea of like, if they did evolve from dinosaurs, and that whole kind of transition into like, again, you don't see dinosaurs flying other than pterodactyls, right? But like these birds who eventually became dinosaurs out became all these birds or whatever. It's a wonderful transformation that I think happened, that a lot of things go through, butterflies, from the metamorphosis, all the things that happen. I think that we as like authors and everything are very transformative of everything we do, all this stuff. I mean, everything in life could be brought back to some kind of transformation, whether or not it's like us taking ideas or tropes or something and then transforming it to something else or putting our spin on it. Nothing is, they say, is original, and everything is just wonderful, like ability to mash things together or to even put our interpretation on things. But yeah, flight has always been the thing that drives a lot of, like, even we're going to write a space novel someday. So we're gonna have a cool ship and everything, and that's going to be kind of neat to do. And yeah,
I remember as a kid watching Grizzly Adams, which you probably don't even know what it is.
It's the guy who looks at the screen and smiles, and is that the meme?
Well, yeah, he's a big bearded dude who was like wrongly accused for something and like escaped to the wild and lived there, and a bear friend or whatever.
It totally is that one meme. Where
really summarizing this quickly, but yeah, he has this friend, and I forget the friend's name now. He's like trapper guy, and I wish I remembered his name, but they're talking about flight because they run across this guy who crashed in like a hot air balloon.
Oh,
and because this is set in like late 19th century or something like that.
Sure.
And this guy's friend says, if God meant for man to fly, he'd have given us wings. And Grizzly Adams just says, and if he'd meant for us to swim, he would have given us gills.
Yeah.
So like, that was a great point.
Yep.
Yeah, I remembered it like,
was it Mad
40
Jack,
years later.
by the way?
It might be.
Nakoma.
Are you like Googling it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then yes, I agree with Google.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar, but like it's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I think flight is such a marvelous thing, is that like that definitely is a realm we weren't supposed to be in. you know.
But if we were supposed to swim, you see, no, just kidding.
No. That's very different because there's plenty of animals that just swim, like, you
Right.
know, elephants swim, for God's sakes. Come on.
In a
If
way,
we were
flying is a form of swimming.
And if I had wheels, I would be a bicycle.
Wow.
That's from a video online.
Mm.
Space travel is a form of swimming too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Because there is
Submarines.
matter in space, just not very much.
I thought
Sure.
it was a lack of stuff in space, isn't?
There is matter. It's just really far between particles and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
It depends on how you look at the makeup of space time, but we won't get into that.
Yeah. That's another.
We are not qualified.
Mm-mm.
That's why we're gonna get an astrophysicist on the show.
Yeah, rub it in.
If somebody would have just kept with it.
Stick with it, man.
yeah.
God.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, we're looking at you.
Yeah, you like to do
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, he's going to be on our podcast next month. I promise.
Jesus.
Honestly, the guy kept me
Get
sane
cut
during
down.
COVID. So
We watched Cosmos.
God, I would love to meet him.
Yeah.
But no, I love your fascination with it because flying and the idea of like we're kind of not supposed to be there, right?
Yeah.
And same with water.
The dude in Clerks. Not
What?
even supposed to be here.
Not even supposed to be here. But I think because even I've had for me, whatever fear I've had of flying has always been of actually the opposite of the potential of falling. Mhm.
Yeah.
Which I think is completely rational and completely normal,
Right.
but it's just the response, right? That we want to mitigate, kind of going off last week's episode. And so for me, like I always have a fascination, admiration, like horrible fascination, like watching a car crash kind of fascination of like the idea of flying and the idea of being up in the air, that it isn't natural, but it's so cool that we can do it.
Yeah.
And the fact that airplanes, again, parents have worked in aviation and whatnot and worked on planes, and planes have always been there. But it's like the beautiful disaster, like nature of it.
Sure.
That is the fascinating part for me. And also the fact that planes are the closest form of dragons that we'll get, like in our lifetime, I at least assume.
Or chickens.
Or chickens.
Chickens.
Not as much fire breathing.
Dinosaurs.
But
yes. But not dragons. Dragons, dinosaurs?
I mean, depends on your mythology.
Yoshi's a dinosaur. Do you know that?
I did.
I would have had to
I
have
did.
remembered Yoshi existed because I'm old.
He is the best. It came out around the time you were been playing like Nintendo and like. By the way, Yoshi's the best character in Super Mario Brothers. I'm just wanting to say that Mario's the worst. The worst.
And any Mario.
I'm a fan of
named Mario.
Luigi.
Yeah, me too. Actually, he's way better.
I do
He's
like
the cool
Luigi.
brother.
He's a sensible one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or all people named Luigi.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go there.
No.
Yeah.
Too late. I already went there. I'll own it. Fine.
Mhm. Trying to think of another Luigi now, but I can't.
Luigi. There's Luigi Mario from the
movie?
What was that 1994 Super Mario Brothers? Movie?
Probably. Very good year.
I never watched any Super Mario Brothers movie.
We should do a reaction to that one. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's so bad, but it's one of those like bad good.
Maybe we can fill in my other 9 spots for least favorite
Least favorite movies?
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Because 300's getting lonely.
I'm sure we could think of some other Zack Snyder films that we could put up there.
like Rebel Moon.
Yeah. Oh,
Ugh.
I would make him so angry.
Yeah, I'd like. That's the only
I wanna
reaction
I would
wanna say,
love to do that.
Yeah, well, you know what? I can be angry on camera. It's fine.
Yeah.
Angry on camera,
Yeah.
and off. He beats us up.
No, I actually literally beat them off camera.
His baseball bat is over there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm an Anglophile. I use a cricket bat, but they think it's a baseball bat.
It still hurts the same.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, so talking about accidents and just life, that when it comes to stories and like how you sometimes roll with the punches and stuff when something comes at you. And I know some of the most simplistic things I can think of when I'm writing is when I'll misspell a name or a word and be like, oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept it,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I like it. I'll go with it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I misspelled Salil once. And then I'm like, oh, I like this version better. Like, because it used to be Salael. And I changed it to Saleal just because I liked it when vowel AEA. in the vowels.
Yeah. Do you think she deals with that same like Michael thing?
Michael.
Honestly, it was, I think, partially when you were doing the audiobook for the first book that you were like, oh, shoot, it's Salil. You say it like Salil. And I thought that was adorable. I thought that was such a funny, like, natural, organic way of finding this character and this character's name.
Right.
That you would only go through if you were doing all of it kind of yourself. Right.
Yeah. And it's just things like that. And even the one example I was thinking about in movies and Lord of the Rings, your guys' favorite book.
My favorite book.
Your favorite book is there's, and forgive me, I don't know what this door is called, but it's that giant door that they push open with all the orcs. Do you know what that's called?
Oh, in Moria?
Is that what it is? Yeah, Moria.
It's not Moria. It's a scene, I believe, in Two Towers where I know I'm going off the movie one.
Okay.
So we'll have to work on this together. Yeah. Perfect. Where Sam and Frodo are with Smeagol, Gollum, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're at like this gravel hill and there's like a path of, I don't think they're orcs actually. I think they're humans.
Easterlings.
Sure. And they're going through those two giant doors.
Yeah, the gates of Mordor. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it had a bigger name than that. But
it's the mouth or the teeth of Mordor. I think the two. Those are two towers, but they're not the two towers from the title.
Sure.
Because I know these things.
But so, anyways, when they were writing the script for that, they miswrote door to doors, and that's why there's two doors in the movie,
and it just looks really cool.
Yeah. And it's just one of those mistakes that they catch us like, what if we did have two doors, and it was just kind of those things that find their way into the final product is always kind of cool.
Well, and in Board of the Rings, you've got rival realms called Two Door and Four Door.
Oh my God.
Are they cars?
I mean, that's where the joke's from.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what is this?
Board of the Rings.
What is that?
It's a parody. And it's really short. So it's a very easy read.
Like how, it's a book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like bored is in like books. Bored out of your mind?
Yes. And there's not a Balrog. It's a ball hog.
Oh my God.
It's a work of genius, and it does have Tom Bombadil because he's so easy to make fun of anyway.
Yeah, that's
Tim
fantastic.
Benzedrine, he's just high all the time.
Tim Benzedrine.
But yeah, a little bit of a tangent there. The two doors. Also,
so cool.
You cannot pass became you shall not pass. That was a flub by the actor, by Ian McKellen.
Sir.
McKellen. Yeah.
At that time, I'm talking period,
realism.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
It's all retroactive though. It's all there's chronotons that retroactively make him Sir throughout the entirety of time.
One of the I think
as a baby.
Yeah, like
Sir McKellen.
One of my favorite mistakes in that was I don't know, for those who don't know, like when Viggo Mortensen kicked that helmet.
Oh my God.
He broke his toe. So I just had to do that.
That was a real scream, everybody. He really felt that.
Man.
Jesus Christ. We're never going to get away from this.
Sorry, it's become such a meme now that people say that as if everyone doesn't know. And like there are people who don't.
I genuinely had somebody go to me a couple weeks ago, like in earnest, like, did you know? I'm like, and I had to hold it together for them because I like this person. I respect this person. And I cherish the information that they want to share with me. But on the inside, I was
just dying.
Yeah.
When I saw like this was going to be about like happy accidents, I'm like, it's going to come up at some point.
It's on our list too.
Yeah, it's totally on our list.
Sorry.
No. I'm glad we all came to it together.
I'm really just apologizing to the audience. Like,
we're
off topic, but it was great.
Well, and
we're good for us.
We can also talk about the happy accidents that we don't like when you find a little mess on the floor after your animal pukes or pees on the floor.
Yeah.
Those are not happy. Well, I guess technically
they might be happy.
Yeah. Or the king of happy accidents, Bob Ross.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Happy little accidents.
Honestly, isn't it a lesson and a practice in resiliency?
Sure,
being able to take,
always harness the accidental.
Yes.
Which I'm pretty sure happened in the invention of flight, honestly. The Wright brothers. I think they had
they failed a lot, I'm sure, to get to that point. Yeah.
And I'm sure some of it, like some of the things they landed on that worked were probably accidents. I think I read that. I don't remember details.
That's okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, because honestly, innovation often comes from things not working, right? Is it Einstein that says like every time you fail, you figured out a way to not
do
the correct thing. I don't remember.
It sounds like something you would say, although I don't remember. I know that's how 3M got Post-its, you know.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they were. I'm surprised you hadn't heard this.
No.
This is as frequent as the like kicking the helmet story.
Really? Okay.
Apparently not.
So I will, sorry, all those who know this, I got to educate these guys.
Yeah.
No, they were trying to formulate some really, really strong glue.
Okay.
And it just failed. But it was the strength of glue they used for Post-its. So they're like
good enough, but not
like, so that's how Post-its got invented.
Wow.
And so,
nice.
Yeah. Happy accident.
Happy accidents.
I mean, who knows though what society would look like now.
Without
We'd probably have flying cars if they had finished that glue right.
I mean, there's other reasons why we don't have flying cars, but that's
what were they going to use it for?
Flying cars?
No,
glue? You'd hold together the flying cars.
Yeah, the super strong adhesive, like.
Probably something military. I don't know.
Did you
hold the
ever
space shuttle together or something?
Oh, did you ever see Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It kept the judge in place and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he got hit with the dip.
Yeah. No spoilers here. Somebody hasn't watched it.
Oh, that's right.
Ever watch what again?
Nothing.
Who
Don't worry about
Framed
it.
Roger Rabbit?
I have not watched it.
Reaction channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of my other favorite ones too is from Parks and Rec. Actually, Chris Pine, because I think he must
Chris
be.
Pratt.
Thank you, Chris Pratt. I do love Chris Pine.
Yeah, everybody's Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Even
I right now, you're looking at me. He's like, no, Chris Pine.
But Chris Pratt, he must just be a good like improviser or something. But
some people are.
What is it? The one
all
from
of his
Parks
falls
and Rec.
Pratt Falls.
Oh, wow.
And you yell at me.
He almost spit that right out.
God, that's twice.
You're
trying to ruin the equipment here. Like.
And the shirt.
Yeah. That's dry clean. Don't worry.
Oh, short.
We have a big budget here. Barnes and Noble.
BNB. No, but Chris Pratt, I think one episode, Leslie in Parks and Rec, Leslie is sick and Chris Pratt's character, Andy, says, I put all of your symptoms into Google and I got, you have connectivity issues.
Yeah.
And it's a line that the writers freaking hate because he improvised it and that they didn't write something as funny as that. And it's something as natural. And I wouldn't say he's a himbo. That's not like his,
no,
he's dumb funny.
Yeah.
And so it's just so perfectly in his character. It's funny and it fit the scene.
Right.
So the fact that it's a happy little accident and it's in the show and it's one of my favorites of all time. I know
the writers hate him for that.
Yeah,
and I get it. As a writer, can you imagine like you've got all these like years of just like writing jokes and you've got like books full and then all of a sudden this guy just comes out and does this one line. You're like, the shit.
Because sometimes, go ahead.
The reason I would disagree with them on that is like, okay, yeah, you've got all this experience writing jokes. They've got all this experience telling jokes that were written for them. They have all the experience with the delivery and the timing. Don't discount that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
And it's very true. And one thing that the actor also has too, or actress, is that they know the character. So another one is Harrison Ford is Han Solo saying like, not I love you back to Leia, saying I know.
Sure.
And so sometimes like it's like you have to trust the people that know the character in and out. And then it just greatness comes out, and it's such a fun thing to see.
Right. Yeah, the Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp did so much random stuff that Gore Verbinski said, "I just had to keep a camera on you all the time to see what I could get." Because it's free footage,
right?
You're just doing the character, and but one of the lines that was improvised that stayed in
Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Pirates of the Caribbean. The first one, the only one that I quote, is that whole like what did he use for rope? And it's like human hair. And then the part that he improvised was from my back.
Yeah. I believe that. Oh my gosh.
That's totally Johnny Depp sort of personality thing.
Man, because would you say that was like peak Johnny Depp?
I mean, that was pretty much, and then before too much wine. His wine bill got incredible. But like,
I mean, people will remember him for that.
Yes.
For Johnny Depp. He is Johnny Depp. That's why they haven't replaced him because no one.
Jack Sparrow.
He
is Jack Sparrow.
He's why people show up to the films.
Right.
Honestly.
And I would show up if they would start a different whole thing.
Sure.
Instead of the same universe. Like, I mean, I like pirates, but it's time for it to die.
Like the Marvel films.
But I mean, like new content. not just more
Yeah.
sequels.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this is the thing too. Improv is like, I quibble a little bit with calling it an accident, because it's an accident from the writers or the director's perspective, but it's not from the actors. So it's like they're deliberate about it, and then the other people keep it in. Sometimes there's an accident, other times it's improv. But I mean, they all have their merits for sure.
Sure.
Like I know Madeline Kahn from Clue, the whole thing about flames on the side of my face. Like, she had a gamble with, I think it was the director or the writer, that she was like, all right, they wouldn't let her do it that way. And then she said, okay, let me do it my way. And then if you still want to film it the other way, let's do that.
Sure.
And so they let her do it her way. And then they're like, we don't need to bother. We're keeping that. That was so great.
That's fantastic.
That is great.
That's actually another movie that I could use another watching of.
Clue.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it once, but it's not enough. There's so much happening that like it's worth seeing multiple times.
The script is really tight and snappy, and that part kind of stands out as being a different flow because it was improvised.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I actually do like comedians who can do really good crowd work. Like where they like people will come to them, they'll say something and they'll just react to it. And it's always like the funny, because you feel like nothing is scripted at that point. Right. And it just feels so much more like visceral and just real. Like, I hate for using those words, but it's just like Jimmy Carr is a good example of that.
He's the one comedian who encourages hecklers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he loves dealing with it. He's like, a lot of these guys have a good sense of humor, and they're at my show after all, right?
Yeah, they were paid.
And he's like, I just like when they engage and participate. Like, obviously not all the time, but like, there's ways. There's the ways he encourages, and there's the ways that he doesn't. But he'll deal with it either way.
Doesn't he get like them to send in text messages or whatever to him, and then they will read them or something like that, and be like, who sent this one? Like,
where are you?
That might be in the more recent. I haven't seen some of his more recent stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds like a newer tactic, a good way to do it.
I think these people who are really good at improv and everything are just very smart and very intuitive people about just like people in general, and just like I feel like they're supreme empathic people, just because they need to read a person in an instant, like almost like they need to like know how to not just turn a phrase, but how to make that dig against them that is also funny, because because I always I always talk about how like a joke isn't funny if it's just an attack. Like you had to have like that kind of like ridiculousness of the joke or the
some
jab
kind of twist or
something.
It can be a twist of the knife, but it's still a twist.
It's a silly twist. Look at the blood.
It's funny how often talk of happy accidents, and improv obviously leads to comedy because comedy improv. But what would you talk about, like, with what happy accidents have you experienced in your own writing? Like, you had a whole tonal change in like who the story was about.
Right. Absolutely. And that, a little bit of that is discovery, just like knowing, like, because if you let the story be what it's going to be, like if you just follow, like, because some writers will do that, they'll just start writing and just let the story play out what it's going to be, they say. And I had an idea, but even with that idea, like I still had like this whole change of like, not just because I found the character to be more interesting, but also because like it really was always about her, and I just didn't know it. Like, it was such a weird phenomenon about how I came to that discovery. And so, I mean, that was an accident per se. Like it was me just, finding that. In
a way, I remember the day, I don't remember which day it was, but you came we have separate offices in our house.
Yeah. It's a lovely house. So many rooms.
Thank you.
At least one.
And you came into the room and I was typing, you were like formalizing your thought, and you like laid down on the floor and you're like, I think this is about Salil. And just, I remember turning around in my chair and I'm like, I remember thinking, I think he's distraught.
He needs to talk about something.
It seems like he needs a hug.
And so you just talked it out. And I remember, I think there's a little editor in me, because not like grammar at all, but just like helping people. Helping people find where's this story actually going. And you honestly, he talked it out himself, and I just asked some questions here and there.
Yeah.
But just seeing you come to terms with it, and then I don't remember if you already had the content of the book already made and you just split some of it up, or.
Well, it was such a weird thing because like I was going to continue the first book right into like the second book with some of the stuff that continued from the first. And I'm writing it. I'm like, oh, okay, they're doing this stuff. It's like, oh, she did this and she talks about this. Well, maybe I should do a flashback and show that. And then it kind of continued on and it was like, oh, and she talked about this. Oh, maybe I should actually show that in a flashback, whatever. And then I got all these flashbacks. I'm like, this is a whole freaking story. Like, what the crap? Like, you know.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm probably, once I'm done with all of them, I might rearrange the order of everything of the story.
Second edition.
Yeah, second edition, and start it with her. And I could easily do it where it makes sense, where it just follows her and everything that she goes through and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
absolutely.
I know you're working on your first novel, and actually, this is not so much an accident. When we were writing together, when you were writing Valkyries of the Greater Wilds, it's like you just had what I said to do. And then everything else was this wonderful, like just creation of like what plot points I gave you.
Right.
So, and again, it's not an accident. It's just things that never were that I had no.
Yeah. No, I think it's a very good example of just things spurring up from, I don't know. I have this visual of like a tank, like a whirlpool of water in there, and then just characters coming out of that. Sure. I don't know. I'm a visual person, but that wouldn't have happened if you didn't give me those prompts, right?
Sure,
you could have given them to anybody. You could have given them to Oscar, and Oscar could have created his own characters from that
Oscar
too.
was too busy.
Yeah, too busy. Couldn't fit into the schedule. But there's something interesting about picking certain people to write certain stories, and you might have another one coming up too.
Yeah.
That if I were to write that, it would have been completely different. So it's very cool to see that, you know, you've trusted me with this certain like time period in his world to discover that. And then even from there, we've created a short little story that we just had in an anthology come out with other Midwest authors. And that wouldn't have happened if Valkyries of the Greater Wilds didn't happen.
Yeah.
And us just playing around one day with one of the side characters in Valkyries of the Greater Wilds and said, you know, what if he was Batman? Just, you know, randomly asking
jokingly,
the question. But then we were like, but wait, what if he was? And so
how can we make this happen?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. How can we do it? And I don't know, from a creating standpoint, that's like one of my favorite things is just like, how can we create something out of nothing? Right. I think that's the artist's mind. That's the artist's prerogative. Yeah. Is that the right word for that? Yeah. And like definitely
creative license. You know?
Yeah. And you don't need permission to do it. Some might be more relevant than others, right? Yeah. But
to be fair, it's more Iron Man, Batman, but yeah.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Iron Batman.
Iron Bat.
But in my stories too, like I don't know. I've been working on them for so long that I can't remember the last like happy accident. I know I've had them of moments that like, oh shoot. Instead of this entire plot line, if this one pivotal moment actually, if somebody else made a different decision, it completely changes everything else. And I've had a few of those.
Right.
But it's been a while because one, trying to get my books out, trying to avoid moments like that. And I feel like I've done enough editing to prevent more things like that. But it's cool to know that there are moments like that in your stories that everything else can change if one character made one different decision. And it's almost like as a writer, you need to keep yourself open to those moments.
Yeah, actually, Gore Verbinski was saying, again, Johnny Depp, Gore Verbinski commentary of the first Pirates of the Caribbean. He was saying if you over storyboard things or over outline them, you neuter the possibility for happy accidents. So you've got to deliberately leave space for that. Space to breathe. I mean, you don't have to, but you're always glad when you do, I think.
Right? Yes.
Because there will always be something that fills that space. And it might just be kind of like what you expected to fill it. But other times, you know, just something will occur to you and you're like, oh, I'm glad I didn't use those resources. Because your characters, your world, your plots, those are all resources.
Right.
And the more you build up any of them, the more you can like pick and choose, or just patterns will emerge. You're like, oh, I had not thought about this. And, again, like some of that's not so much, I'm quibbling over the term accident a little bit, because like sometimes it's just, you've got all these different things and they didn't accidentally fit together that way. You just accidentally noticed, oh, that would work really well.
Sure.
Like it's hard to have like true accidents sometimes.
Sure.
Like you get that with like 3M glue, but
right. Like mistyping something or
right.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
some form of like somebody had an idea or noticed a thing like, Harrison Ford, Raiders of the Lost Ark, like, I have a headache and my character has a gun and I don't really feel like doing a sword fight.
Favorite moment.
Bam.
I'm glad you said that example.
I almost think it's like I'm sorry.
No. The only thing I was going to say is you have the 1917
run I love that.
At the very end. Have you seen 1917?
No.
Okay. Well, there's a moment.
It's in the trailer. So.
It is? Okay. Yeah. It's a moment of.
Allies win.
It's a moment of pure desperation at the end where he's running to try to get to, is it
the general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mackenzie. I just couldn't remember if he was a general or not. Yeah. And it's this scene cinematically,
sure.
Filming wise, you might actually be able to explain what's happening better than I could.
Sure. So he has to get from one side of the trench to the other to talk to the general, and the best way for him to do that is to get out on the field and run across, because trying to get through the trench with all these people wouldn't.
A lot longer.
Yeah, it would take a lot longer, and he needs to end up. Spoiler again. He's trying to stop this attack to go on, and so he's going out across the field before they start charging. And as soon as he starts running across the field, they start charging. So he's like he's coming at the screen. So he's coming at you guys.
He's like surfing a wave almost.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, so he's going this and all these people are coming crossways and everything. Yeah. And he's just supposed to be like bobbing and weaving through that just to try to get to the other side.
Right.
And he actually runs into one of the people, and it wasn't planned and everything, but they kept on filming, and the car stayed with him and got back up. And he starts running again, and he runs into another person like on accident and everything. And it's just like, so, cause it's that most intense moment where he's just trying to get to there. And, then he keeps running. It's just a beautiful scene. Like if you just watch that, like you could derive so much just from that one scene. It is fantastic.
And also too, it's such a, if people haven't seen it, when we love scenes and moments, we will talk about them till we're blue in the face because we just love them. But one additional layer to that, other than like the filming difficulties, the people running, the main character running, explosions that are happening, the soundtrack too in that moment, it is so intense and is so, I rarely use perfectly done. But in this case, that one scene, I'm just so impressed with how well everything pulled together. Yeah. And not to say that it isn't an accident for how they planned it, but the falls, I think, were definitely an accident. And
they're real. Yeah. They're it's something that would happen.
Yeah.
Right?
So like you're saying, Oscar, not necessarily accidents, just incredible moments that are so authentic to what was happening in that moment.
Right.
That, that's not an accident, I guess.
It's so,
although if he actually ran into the other extras or whatever by accident,
that is true. That is true. Yeah.
That's what happened. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept it because it worked.
Right.
Because almost it was authentic though.
Right.
Because it's almost reenacting a war, like a war state. It's like if you had all this stuff that happened on a reenactment of Gettysburg or whatever, and something happened on there that was authentic, you just kind of run with it. You know, you just you got shot because a bullet ricocheted off a tree or something. It's just like that's it. But they don't really shoot each other and things. But
it's funny. Speaking of 1917. The way they ended Blackadder, like 4 seasons, the 4th season is the World War I.
Sure.
And the last shot in that, it's basically they wanted to end it on a serious note, like not make light of it, because people are going over the trenches into no man's land that last,
Sure.
Because at the end of each season of Blackadder, everyone dies. And then they do the next season based off their ancestors. Whatever.
Oh, interesting.
It's all British comedy,
Sure.
But at the end of this, they didn't want it to be as comical because it's such a serious subject. So they had this, studio time, and it was the last bit of studio time, and it was the end of the show, so they hadn't booked any more.
Sure.
And they had this shot, and it looked really bad. And they're like, oh my God, we've completely flubbed this great moment. And what can we do? So they slowed it way down, looked at it frame by frame, and noticed like this flash went off, and it looked really a lot better in slow motion, and they didn't use the whole thing. And so they managed to cobble it together out of the footage they had actually gotten, just off of a few accidental things that they could really highlight and make it into a beautiful scene.
Wow.
So they were just like, oh my, thank goodness we didn't actually ruin.
Yeah, definitely fantastic example of just like using what they had and not saying like, let's scrap this.
Right.
And just like there were certain things that made them think like that we screwed this up. Like things that didn't work out as planned, the accidental nature of it, but also some of those accidents of like they got to reframe and slow down or whatever and use it to save the shoot.
Yeah. It's almost like two things. It's almost like when you work with what you're given and everything, and like for when I was in school doing media production and film, there was one of the projects that we were supposed to cut together, like some video of just everybody had the same footage and everything. And it was a weird thing that my professor did in one weekend. It was like these girl and guy who got like into a fight, and the girl went off to the cabin without the guy. And she started like hallucinating, or like it looked like a guy came. So a guy came and forced her to dig her own grave, and this whole thing. It was weird. But I recut the whole thing to make it look like she was going insane and that the guy wasn't really there.
Right.
Yeah. And it was a really fun thing. And I took out all the dialogue because the dialogue was really clunky.
Right.
But I had it where it was, they would be about to speak, but then they were just like, and they would cut it, and it makes it look like they were trying to say something, but they couldn't, like, or they were going to say something and they wouldn't, you know? And again, not really an accident, but sometimes like, I like it when you only have something to work with and you got to make that the of it, you know?
This sounds like we should do like an episode on editing.
Sure. I mean, I'd love that. Yeah.
You can run that one.
We're going to do an episode on editing, and then the whole episode's going to be poorly edited.
We're going to do actually one episode just on video editing, and we're going to take a vacation, and he's going to do it himself.
You guys just walk away. And just like,
be just us as stills while you're there.
Yeah, we'll be edited out.
Yeah.
Just a smiley face upon you guys, because you're so happy that we're talking about editing.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. There you see the happy accidents in real life too, real life stories. Like, so, and of course it depends what perspective you're inhabiting, whether or not it's happy.
Yeah.
Speaking of 1917, that whole war started by the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand of Austro-Hungary.
Right.
And you learn this fact in school, and you're like, okay, noted. What about it? You know, sure. That starts all these things, and you know, like, okay, so Serbia assassinated the Austro-Hungary Archduke, and then you know, Austro-Hungary has to go to war with them, and then Germany comes in on the side of Austro-Hungary, and Serbia gets Russia, and you know, so then you get these two super blocks fighting each other, and of course, the instigator Serbia is the first gone, which I think is always funny.
Yeah,
but what people don't always hear is about the assassination itself, and what you actually find when you dig into it is like, first of all, they hired like people who were terminally ill of tuberculosis to do this. But like, so it was like a motorcade kind of thing.
Yep.
And one of these guys like lobbed a bomb at the car. It bounced off the car and rolled under the car behind it, injuring several of the people in that car.
Yeah.
The Archduke decided to like do his little, you know, route anyway, and decided to visit the people who'd been injured in that explosion in the hospital. And on the way to the hospital, the driver takes a wrong turn, and they get stuck like kind of behind the part of the motorcade or the parade or whatever.
Yeah.
And they honk the horn. Guy who'd been like trying to get to them, one of the assassins turns around.
Oh my gosh.
Shoots him and his wife.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's not funny that they got shot,
but like happy accident for their side, you know, but like, and
you can't rate that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like that's some Pulp Fiction type stuff almost.
Yeah.
And it's like that's why accidents can be so valuable, is almost all of them fall under that category of like, no one would have written that.
Right.
Sure.
Because it doesn't always look like an accident or feel like an accident, but there are some things that are so wild that they only happen from accidents, at least like 80% of the time.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's why you need to leave room to keep that stuff in.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that whoever orchestrated that plan didn't actually like, let's make room for happy accidents. You know?
Right. No, you gotta like have it to the T, right?
Yeah.
Similarly to that one, this one is not a real life scenario, but with in the movie The Dark Knight with the Joker in the hospital scene, right? That's one. How familiar are you with it?
I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the viewers, just in case, there's a scene in The Dark Knight with the Joker, and there's a hospital. But at one point, the Joker is threatening to blow up. Is it one hospital? I don't
I'm
remember.
not sure. It does.
Yeah. And as Heath Ledger is walking towards the camera away from the hospital, he has the trigger in his thumb, right? And he presses the button, expecting it to explode. And
it explodes a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just not a lot.
It goes off just a little bit. And you see him waiting for the rest. And then he just kind of like, he turns around. He's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then he's
Monkeys
frustrated,
with it,
completely in character still. And something malfunctioned of some kind, right? But then it actually does explode. The stunt goes off. Stunt? What do you call it? Pyrotechnics, whatever.
Yeah, effect.
The effect goes off, and he moves forward with the scene in character because
he gets startled a little bit.
Right,
like,
he does.
Yeah.
And he stays in character, and it's not so much maybe one of those happy accidents. He just uses the moment,
Right.
to the best of his ability. With I think it's probably the one explosion opportunity they might have had. I don't know with the moment, and it's one of my favorites because again, just completely in character.
But that's because he as the actor left room for happy accidents to occur.
Yes.
The way he left room was to stay in character.
Yes. And love that.
And I think that calls back a little bit to the resilience of like things, where it's just like how you react to things that come at you is more important. It's like if you couldn't get the actor you wanted, or you couldn't get the artist you wanted to do a comic book or something like that. And or it's almost like, what is it? You didn't get the dog you wanted, but you still learned to love it kind of idea. So it's like you could still find what you need in there if you can finesse it, if you're good enough about it, that kind of thing. So,
yeah, I think that's it's all about keeping your resources uncommitted. Like I think any good actor learns you don't break character till someone yells cut.
Right.
Sure. Yep.
Right.
And because you never know what the editing and whatever can do with the footage.
Right.
I've seen, outtakes and everything where they indicate, we could have kept going or something like that. And like, that's something because I find, like I said, that characters, plots, world building, like all the artifacts in your worlds, all the things that are in a scene, they're all resources for you to use. I mean, that's part of improv comedy too. Like anything around you's a prop.
Sure.
Any reaction's a prop. Any person's a prop. That means the actors are also resources. In a
sure.
And again, we're talking about film. In writing, there's that whole Chekhov's gun thing I've mentioned before. Like any gun that's in that appears like has to be fired by the end of the play. That's a resource. An unfired gun, that's a resource. It's sort of like if you're playing some kind of board game and like, one time during this game, you can do this thing. That's a resource until you use it.
Sure.
Once you've used it, like now it's locked in. It's canon. That's what happened,
Right.
And the idea is to husband those resources until you really want to use them. And that like, there's a real skill in that. Just like,
Sure.
Keeping all these things, like if you do world building, like here are all the things that are going on. Here are all the things that have come up naturally in the course of the story.
Sure.
I don't know how I'm going to tie them all together, but I don't have to know because that might come up. And I'm like, I can tie that one up right here. I just wouldn't have thought of that ahead of time.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, it's not quite an accident, but it almost kind of is. It's sort of like you left room for it. Therefore it's not an accident.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's kind of both,
Yeah.
Almost planned, but just not structured.
Right. It's like,
I mean, I guess life in general is an accident. So, anything we do from there is just kind of a happy
dirty
little
joke,
accident.
but
Yeah.
Oh, life was an accident. Whoops.
Well,
Yeah.
well, like, there's a possibility this universe never meant to be in reality or exist. So you just kind of everything from the point of the Big Bang is all an accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or all just brains in a vat, like you said before.
That's okay. I'm very happy. I slush all around.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scene from Rogue One that I was thinking about. One of my favorite scenes. You've seen Rogue One?
Yeah.
Okay. When K2SO is acting like the security droid bringing around Cassian, and Cassian says something and he slaps him and everything. That was totally improv by Alan Tudyk.
Mhm.
and if you watch it, you can see him. He's like got his hand. He's like laughing, like Diego Luna's laughing at it, Cassian. And I'm like, yeah, it's perfect and everything because he's trying to stay in character, but he's like trying not to laugh because he just got backhanded by Alan Tudyk and everything. So it's those things that again, just make it so authentic and real and original. And I love it. Like, I mean, I love the film either way, but it's just that sells it for me.
Because like you were saying, like the actors are a resource too.
Yeah.
And with them leaving room within their character for these moments.
Or just having fun on stage.
And that's part of it too.
Yeah.
Right.
You can edit it out later.
Yeah. If they don't like it. Yeah.
Right.
Just like your cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you talking about? There was never a cat.
No.
Wait, what are we talking about? Yeah. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like speaking of accidents, like you can even show that in a story, like have happy accidents occur within the story, but you completely planned it out that way.
Right.
Like, again, Firefly, like the whole, we applied the cortical electrodes. We were unable to elicit a reaction from either patient. It's like, he's like drilled on this again and again.
He said the whole thing.
Again, it's Chekhov's gun. You have to use it, right?
Right.
And it was like, oh, I'll just put him in the bag.
Like they
he's
like,
like, no, I'm going to use it. And it made the scene funny, but it was all planned out that way.
Yes.
But
it's
I
good
know
writing.
I know in my own work, there's this character and his name started out as Arthur Cohen.
Arthur Cohen.
And then I realized like Cohen, like Cohen.
Okay.
And then I realized, like this was his name in my RPG that I ran, my role playing game. And it doesn't work because it's the 17th century and that's a Jewish name. And
not that 17th century.
Well, not that can't work, but it didn't work for that character.
Sure. Yeah.
So, and I'm like, I have to change his name. Something English. He became William Ward.
Of Devonshire.
Right. Ward of Devonshire. He used to introduce himself as Arthur Cohen of Devonshire, and now it's William Ward of Devonshire.
Where did I get that thing in the book too?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is real. I thought you just
it's 100%. And so I was like, of Devonshire.
And it took me a while to come up with a replacement name, and that William Ward just it flowed.
It's perfect.
And Ward, I actually pulled from his last name from Port Royal too. Like sometimes you get a captain, his last name was Ward. I'm like,
sure.
I'll just
I like that.
Funny. Yeah.
And they get a little alliteration there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then at some point
Wallace.
In book 2, I decided, I want to put more humor in here deliberately because people think I'm funny like naturally, but it doesn't tend to make its way into my writing. And I thought that's dumb. I should just.
It does. So,
okay.
Sorry.
Well, even
I disagree.
Okay, cool.
That.
Good.
Yeah. But there's at one point, like one of the characters, Justin, I'll just spoil that. Like there's a new recruit in book 2 and like they kind of become like Justin and this new recruit kind of become friends. And they're always like, they enjoy each other's sense of humor. And like, that's like a large part of the basis for the friendship. And so there's this other new character who's like, he's always gullible. And it's actually on his GURPS character sheet to have gullibility disadvantage.
Nice.
Because that's great for storytelling. Gullibility is great for storytelling because they believe everything. And it gives a reason to embellish or lie, which I'll share episodes on that too. But like, so at one point they're spinning the story for him about why William introduces himself that way.
Sure.
And you don't hear what their story is. You just see like, someone's going to correct them. At one point, they're kind of punking this other character who's always gullible. Like, so they're like, we got to play pranks.
Sure.
On this guy. I'll constantly tell him things that aren't true because we just find it so funny that he's gullible. And at one point, they're sort of spinning a tale for him about why William Ward of Devonshire introduces himself that way.
Fantastic.
You don't hear what it is. You just hear one of the other characters like hearing them saying something like about that, and going to like correct them. And then Justin just pulls them aside and is like, trust me, it'll be way funnier. And then later on, and it's like it comes up, but it was really just an accident of the name.
Yeah.
The joke ends up being an accident that you can totally do this with his new name.
Oh,
And I'm like, yeah, that works out.
it's perfect.
I
Yeah.
won't spoil the joke for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Just imagine once you're done with it, I won't have to say spoilers.
Honestly, yeah. I'm the slowest reader.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's funny you say that your humor doesn't really come out in your first book. It's usually like Ajuban for some reason that I found myself laughing like, ha, out loud. Like,
oh, he's sleeping.
Yeah. Well, I remember reading it like with you. I think I was in your office.
Yeah.
One meeting Koya. Sorry, not to self-promote here for our person, but
it's our podcast.
So promoting for me. That would be something.
That's true. I mean, I guess we've talked about our own books quite a bit this one, but like I found myself laughing quite a bit. Maybe that's just I create characters in my head and I visually like create them too.
You're
so
doing the work for me.
I am. And so it's fun. Your humor does come through, I think.
Cool. And I hope that's even more in book 2 then. Because
Excellent.
some of it'll be deliberate.
Well, the potato also in the first one.
Well, I thought about bringing that up in our food episode, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, weeks back.
Because, it's like food used to advance the plot.
Sure.
Like it's the escape attempt involving food.
Honestly,
potatoes.
missed opportunity, but we can bring it back next time we talk about
we're bringing
food.
it back right now.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, another use for food in stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's good. Yeah. I never read your book.
I'm still halfway through yours. So
yeah, it's a
Yes.
or your first one.
I'm surprised you made it that far.
No, this book's good. Just read it.
Thank you. Yes.
It's funny.
All our books are good.
We're all
buy 12 copies.
Yeah, we're all the slowest readers, so supporting each other. No.
Hey.
Ah!
Speaking of accidents, which I've just happened right now, which I'll probably leave
That's
in here just to
funny.
prove a point. Like,
Just do a quick time lapse of the emotion.
Yeah, where's the clock? We gotta.
Yeah.
Our cat decided to attack the light source, so she's cool and we love her.
So much.
And then people called.
Honestly, like I don't know.
Watching your
Just a
cat.
flux of.
Yeah, she knows she did something bad. Do you see her?
Yeah. Cats know.
They know.
Mm-hmm. She's smart.
That was not a happy accident.
That was not a happy accident. It's not a food time cat, for real.
It wasn't even really an accident.
Yeah. One of the things that Trey Parker and Matt Stone do, and I always enjoy their take on everything because they're very good storytellers,
right.
like, South Park guys.
Yeah.
One of the things they always say, what is the improv thing is like, yes and.
Mm-hmm.
But their thing is something happens, but something else happened that stops that from happening. Like that's always
then,
and then it's but then it's always one of those things like the aliens attack, but then or like they're always gonna get tickets to go see a movie, but then it's always like and I like that kind of idea. It's because it's like they don't ever resolve anything, but it's just like how can we make it funny in the respects of like what else happens to the situation.
How can we deliberately jump the shark?
Yeah. For them it's fine, For
those who don't know that term, I don't even remember the show it came from.
It was Happy Days.
Happy Days.
It's literally the Fonz jumps over the shark with the motorcycle.
Right. And it's just
amazing.
Shorthand for when something like when a show or production or whatever it's gone overboard, which is another idiom. So I'm not going to explain that one though.
Or just, they just have to keep pushing the envelope kind of thing.
Which is another idiom. So I'm going to explain that one. It's funny how many idioms refer to other idioms,
Right. What's another one? I can't even think of another one now, but it's it's just when you just got to keep escalating the threat,
escalating the absurdity.
Yeah, that too, and especially in comedy, escalating the absurdity. But with like action or anime, it's always escalating the threat, the power level, all that stuff.
And the squealing.
And my ears are bleeding.
Yeah.
I know. We were talking about how awesome my books are.
Your books were awesome.
And potatoes.
Those were happy accents too. Like because you never thought about writing. You talked about this before, right?
I just actually fell on a keyboard and it just happened,
words.
Then a whole book came out. It was weird.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like the whole like multi-universe thing is like eventually somewhere in the universe you accidentally hit the keys and they all like made a story? Like
there's the whole thing of like if you get 100 monkeys to type for an infinite number of years, or an infinite number of monkeys to type for 100 years. Eventually, one of them will write Parkak a Frackawak,
Okay, I haven't heard that one. I heard
Sorry.
Shakespeare.
No, it's supposed to be the script for Hamlet, but there's a comedian named Geechee guy who just said it that way. It's like, one will eventually type Parkaka
Oh my god! Statistically, it has to happen.
Yeah.
Probably way before the script for Hamlet too. But
Yeah.
Right.
Parkaka Frackawhack.
Yep. Now I've remembered that for 30 years.
Oh.
Wow.
And you'll hopefully 30 more.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Hopefully
Mhm.
50 more. Oh, but I'm not gonna look that close
yeah.
on them out.
Let's just start with 30.
Yeah, I'll start with 30.
Okay. Yeah.
30 comes before 50 anyway.
Yeah.
It was
Depending on how you
that
tell
would be
time.
a happy accident.
That would be happy
That would be,
accident.
Mhm.
Or what was the other one? Beautiful Mistakes.
They're both. I think they're synonymous. I just want to like.
I wrote down Lucky Mistakes on
Oh.
mine.
Lucky mistake.
So
Well,
we're just,
do you have lucky mistakes?
No.
I just think beautiful mistakes in the respects of like, you're happy the mistake happens. It's a beautiful thing. And sometimes you get lucky. How's that?
Sometimes meeting people can be that way, meeting specific people.
Honestly.
I like that. Yeah.
It's true.
Well, soften me up.
I think
Quantum
I'm talking
Con.
about him right
Yeah, it's
2022?
about me. If it's not about me,
Two?
you can get out.
2023?
2023.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
First one.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. It's when
Quantum
we all
Con.
met.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Hey, shout out to Quantum Con. I just did that
Yeah.
last month.
Yeah.
What up, Antoine?
Anton.
Anton. Oh,
Aw,
he's
edit that out.
I'm sorry.
Let's all say his name at the same time. Anton.
Hi, Anton.
Yeah, that's product placement. For
Yeah.
free. The next one's going to cost you.
Yeah. But Beautiful Mistakes. Yeah,
That's more Bob Ross territory. Right?
Yeah.
that is true. That is true.
Because there's
Using what
no-
you have,
yeah.
right?
Actually, in his world, there is no accidents.
Yeah.
It's all just like if it doesn't turn out right, it's meant to be. And
Uh-huh.
I think that is a bit of acceptance. That is a bit of like, it's almost like life is never going to be what you want it to be. So
Mhm.
accept the way it is.
And you know
Sometimes.
what? Any tattoo artist who has to like cover up a bad tattoo, or a scar or something, they're used to like trying to make the best of those things.
That's
Sure.
true.
Yeah.
That's
That's a good
true.
place. That's a good idea.
Mhm. No, but one of my other examples though doesn't fit under honestly either of those, but it was a something that almost didn't happen. And it was with almost not having Mila Jovovich as Lilu in Fifth Element.
Mhm.
Because when she first auditioned, and I don't remember if this is in the director's cut or some behind the scenes thing.
It's something behind the scenes thing. Yeah.
Yeah, she was all dolled up for her audition. She was glammed up, had makeup on and whatnot. And I don't know if she felt like she walked away not feeling like it was a good audition, but then later on, she like was in passing, like
She was in
saw
a
Luc
hotel.
Besson
Yeah,
like in a hotel, no makeup, no nothing. And isn't that when they really hit it off?
Right.
And they had like a really long conversation.
Yeah. They went up to his hotel
Yeah.
and only talked.
Mhm.
And
God.
no, from where it goes is that they went up and they talked and they I don't know if they like redid her audition or that like they started talking the language or whatever. And she just really, cause I think it was more like, when you go in there, it's almost like when we do panels or we do conversations with people and everything, or we have a certain intent in mind,
Right.
like it becomes inauthentic at some
Yeah.
points and everything. And
If you come in with a preconceived notion, that can limit you.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. So that accident from them meeting and her just being
Mhm.
herself and
Mhm.
nothing else. You didn't have to
Right.
put in any preconceptions or any falsities for him. And
And she was Lilu.
Yeah.
Like, she just was. And
yeah,
what a fantastic movie. Like another perfect movie.
Yep.
We almost didn't mention the Fifth Element today.
I know.
Oh, we were going to get it in.
this
Don't worry.
month.
Yeah.
This-
At all.
Today, this month. Yes.
We had to get it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another one that I just love because I think it's such a fantastic movie that has so many different things going on in it. And the idea that like same with like Indiana Jones, almost not having Harrison Ford, play Indiana Jones.
Oh, that was the thing?
Or I think it was going to be some guy with a mustache. I don't want to say Tom Selleck. Yeah.
Probably.
But
he was
like
big back then.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
There's like almost a potential. It's a completely different movie, right?
Right.
If that's not the person that's playing that character.
Dave Chappelle almost was Bubba in Forrest Gump. He turned it down.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
What?
That would have been great.
I mean,
He's great. Yeah.
But I mean, the guy who played it,
it's perfect,
Fantastic, yeah.
right? Like none of us would have known the wiser, but like Matt, Oh, man.
Yeah, there are a lot of roles like that where you're like, oh, this person turned it down, or this person almost didn't do this role. And, some of them like, well, it'd be interesting to see how it turned out. But for the others, you're just like, oh, no, like I don't want to see it with anyone else now.
Right.
Like Will Smith as Neo. He was going to be Neo.
That's right. I just heard that like a day or two ago.
And he himself feels dumb. It's like, man, I could have been Neo. That's my impression of Will Smith, apparently.
Yeah. But even things like Hugo Weaving, you can't imagine Agent Smith as anybody else. Right.
Although now I can imagine almost anybody else as Elrond because of that.
Because you didn't like him? Is it because of Agent Smith?
Yes. Because the first time I saw him, he's talking about like how humans had their chance and like it was there. And I'm just waiting for him to say in both movies, like, humans are a disease.
They're a virus.
Elves are the cure.
You know what it is? It's the smell. Every time I smell it.
And the fact that he can do both characters so well is just mind-boggling. And we were actually just admiring him because I was watching Lord of the Rings the other day. And just such a good actor.
Every weekend at least,
Basically, and just his subtle facial expressions and his eyes, like of all things, it's the eyebrows. Actually,
it's eyebrows. I think one of the things too with mistakes is not being afraid to make mistakes and all of it. Like, because you are going to make so many mistakes when you write or do anything, or to even be afraid to attempt to do anything. Like that's kind of half the battle, right? You just kind of you go out there and you try. And you fail, you get back up.
Yeah, that's part of what authenticity is like, I will be myself and leave myself open to that, including mistakes.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're not yourself, you're neutering the possibility for happy accidents. Because that's part of the problem when people are trying to control outcomes too much. Like, you get away from being yourself, sure. But like in any format, trying to control outcomes too much gets rid of that possibility for happy mistakes. Like, with the Fifth Element example, like, if you're trying to control this person's perception instead of having a real conversation, you maybe don't get that part.
Yeah.
Right. And it's putting yourself in a place of vulnerability, right? Especially in Mila Jovovich's case there, like as people are told to put their best foot forward. I guess, is that an idiom?
Yes.
To, doll yourself up, look the best in the moment. And she didn't need any of that in that moment.
It's not what he wanted.
It's not what he wanted. Right. And so putting yourself in that place of vulnerability is scary.
Yeah.
It's very, very, you're vulnerable. You're open to getting either rejected or potentially made fun of, which I guess is a form of rejection. Or like controlling that outcome, right?
And no shade. Like, it's understandable because we're talking a lot about happy accidents, but or beautiful mistakes, but sometimes they're tragic accidents and ugly mistakes, and you're risking that. Anytime you risk making a mistake.
Right.
But if you're authentic, at least it's going to be an authentic mistake. And I think that gives you a sort of safety net. Like, hey, but this is really me. So how bad can it be?
And is it really a mistake then? Even like, because if that's who you are, and like there's missteps, that's a difference between a misstep and a mistake, or like, what's the difference between a mistake and an error? Like,
it can be a failure to execute a correct intention.
Sorry. So what the saying is, like, an error is just a something that happens that goes wrong, and a mistake is something you refuse to fix or something like that. There's a phrase, and forgive me, I'm not saying it right, but when we refuse to take that error and make it to fix it, it becomes a mistake. Like that's kind of the idea. So
it's almost like the corporate sense too, like
sure.
a disciplinary
Synergy
action and whatnot. Yeah. Oh my God.
I loved how the phrase problems morphed over the years in office speak. It started as problems, became issues, morphed into problems, and then became challenges or opportunities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Challenges preceded opportunity.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. It's so
true.
silly. It's just like, but that's what the beauty of the English language. People always are changing things all the time, making new stuff, which whatever.
Euphemism.
We're adapting and evolving as we go. And sometimes it's hard to keep up. Yeah. But at the same time, it's sometimes for the better. most of the time. I don't know. Depends. As long as we all learn from it.
I always feel like error has always had this is just my feel of those two words. Error always had the connotation of an outcome, and mistake always had the connotation of an intention, like a choice.
Sure.
So like you can have an error come out of something that's not a mistake. You know, like
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just I guess incorrect data input can get you an error, but it's not intentionally, I guess.
Right. Like even just in baseball for like errors, you know. Like,
sure.
Like I meant to catch this ball and throw for the double play, but I threw wrong.
Yeah.
You know, that's an error.
Yeah. It's not really.
It's not a mistake.
You knew what to do.
Right.
You knew the right thing in the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's that like I said, that space between intent and execution.
Sure. Yeah.
I see what you
mean.
mean.
Gotcha. Yeah. Bravo. Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And with that, lots of happy accidents, lots of beautiful mistakes, some tragic accidents and unwelcome mistakes, but they're all part of the process, and trust the process.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Trust the process. Okay.
Yep.
If you learn anything from this, is trust the process.
And trust yourself.
Trust yourself.
Yeah. And so you guys at this point, I think, know where to find us. But if you don't, you can go to Bards and Balladeers podcast.com.
Yep, you got it.
If you're watching us on YouTube or Spotify, don't forget to like, comment, let us know how you felt about this video, and subscribe. And anything else, fellas?
Yeah, just to address one thing that someone brought up. We all call ourselves different names.
Oh, right.
This is Caitlin. We call her Kate or C.E. Linares. This is Mario. We call him Rio or M.R. Moraine.
Or Mr. Moraine.
And I'm just Oscar, but that's weird enough by itself.
Yeah. Or Oz.
Yeah. Or Ozzy.
If you think we should have nameplates, let us know.
And we have some already.
We do. Yeah, just gotta get Oscar one.
We'll get you one.
It's in green.
Oh, I just thought of a good one. Do you remember that one time in Lord of the Rings where Viggo Morrison kicked the thing?
In his scream of anguish.
Same thing happened to Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh my gosh.
He kicked
like a
helmet
reindeer and broke his toe.
Oh my gosh.
Urkai. What is it called?
Urkai's
helmet?
Yeah.
No, well, but before.
Are we doing a fade out here? Oh my god. Are we doing the 80s song and outro?
No, we're doing the Minnesota goodbye.
I guess, yeah.
No, it's fine. I had to toss in the Viggo Morrison thing.
Of course.
Again, one more time. So, but thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.